Hello and good evening, fellow educators. Welcome to Ad America, the U.S. Embassy American Center, with me, Farah, as your e-guides for today. For those of you who are tuning us via online platform or new here, Ad America is the U.S. Embassy American Center, where our mission is to provide a space for young Indonesians to express, experience, and explore American culture through our diverse programs and facilities we have. And everyone, November is marked as National Teachers Month in Indonesia. Teachers also play a significant role in enhancing the quality of our future generations. In today's discussion, we will see the possibilities for Indonesian teachers to take international teaching certification and how it could affect their professional development as well. Only on Career Mentorship International Teaching Certifications for Educators. But before we start the talk, ladies and gentlemen, let us hear the opening remarks that will be delivered from the president of Mata Garuda. Everyone, please welcome Leonardo Gavaza.
Hi everyone, how are you? All good? Unfortunately, when I was going here, there was raining, right? Are you any of you impacted by that? Yeah. Hopefully all good, because in Indonesia, sometimes raining can be really a problem for us to go to somewhere else, especially if we use public transportation. Hopefully that will improve in the future. However, as of now, we're still facing this problem, because at the moment we have the registration of around 200 plus people, but because of the raining, perhaps only half of them are here at the moment. Maybe in the second session there will be more of the attendees. So, hi everyone, my name is Leo from Mata Garuda. Mata Garuda is the organization of LPDP awardee. At the moment, we have almost 50,000 members, which are people who are awarded LPDP scholarship by the by the government of Indonesia. In today's session, the career mentorship, we would like to discuss more about the education. Why education? Because we think LPDP has already increased the number of Indonesians who can go to school abroad. However, at the moment, LPDP is focusing on master degree and doctoral degree. From what we understand, the best Indonesians at the moment are not going to the best schools in the world for the bachelor degree. Because if you see like in the top 10 and top 20 university in Indonesia, the number of Indonesian people are much less if we compare to other Southeast Asian countries. For example, if we compare to India and China, for sure, it was much lower in terms of the number. So we would like to discuss about how to increase the number of Indonesians who can go to the top schools for their bachelor degree. That's why we think the international schools for the preparation for Indonesians to go to best university for their bachelor degree is really important. This forum is focusing on that, how to support that condition, what kind of job opportunities are there, what kind of regulation could be supported by the government, and we as an LPDP awardees, what can we do to improve this condition? That's why we also would like to thank many people who are joining us today. Miss Allyson, thank you for joining the first session. Big applause to Miss Allyson. And then thank you as well for Pak Ferry. Pak Ferry, terima kasih banyak sudah bergabung di event kami, Pak. Kemudian Miss Allyson is from the director of the Center for Education from USAID, and Pak Ferry is from Kemendikbud. Pak Ferry is at the moment PLT Direktur Pendidikan Profesi Guru, Direktorat Jenderal Guru dan Tenaga Kependidikan Kemendikbud. We also would like to thank Mas Ahmad Safarie from Deputy Head of School IB Educator, and then Mbak Hana Triana, School Principal of Bakti Mulya 400, and then Mbak Atika from Mentari Intercultural School. Mbak Atika is here already. The other speakers, as I mentioned, there are raining at the moment, so we expect disruption in terms of travel from them. And we also would like to thank USAID for our cooperation, USAID TEMAN LPDP. Brief applause from USAID TEMAN LPDP. This event are really supported by USA Teman LPDP. Also for America for giving us the wonderful place to discuss this. And we also would like our corporate partners, Bank BTN, Bakti Mulya 400, Sekolah Al-Jabr, Sekolah Mentari, serta Bridgechamp Indonesia Education Center. I think that's end my remarks. Hopefully all of you enjoy the event, and thank for everyone who supported this event. Thank you.
All right, thank you to Pak Leonardo Gavaza as the president from Mata Garuda for the opening remarks given. And ladies and gentlemen, now let us start our talk today by inviting our moderator for the first session. And he is a mathematics lecturer from Unisadhuguna International College. And everyone, please welcome Pak Hofni Pinehas Tafuli.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Hofni Pinehas Tafuli. People used to call me Opin to make it shorter because it seems like most people cannot pronounce Hofni instead of Opin. So that's why I decided to make it shorter for everyone. I came from Kupang, East Nusa Tenggara, and I have been, may I say it? Okay. I have been working in Jakarta before go to University of Florida to get my master degree in mathematics education. And thank God, now I got a letter of acceptance from Columbia University. So starting January, I will be continuing my education for the doctoral program at Columbia University. And this session, since we are in South Jakarta, jadi sesi kita nanti mix. Jadi kita anak Jaksel, ya kan? Okay, so we will be mixed in Indonesia and Bahasa, so to make sure that everyone get to understand what we are talking about this afternoon, or this evening, sorry. So I will have two speakers accompany me in this stage to talking about career mentorship, international teaching certification for educators, and I will be inviting our speakers. The first one is Dr. Allyson Wainer. She is the director of USAID Center for USAID Center for Education in the Bureau for Inclusive Growth, Partnership and Innovation, or IPI. Dr. Wainer beginning her career as a teacher, and she also has worked with USAID for over 20 years for possessing a variety experiences in education, communication, development, and public policy. Before I go to tell you more about Dr. Allyson, I will invite Dr. Allyson to come on stage. Okay, I will continue. So Dr. Allyson has, as a USAID Foreign Service Officer, she was the Education Office Director for USAID in Ethiopia since 2009 to 2013. And she also served in USAID Jordan since 2013 to 2018, where she led teams for professional to manage portfolios in education, youth development, and school construction activities valued at over $500 million. And she also, as a regional education officer, Ms. Wainer supported 6 large and complex education programs in the Middle East at USAID, Middle East Regional Platform, or MERP, based out of Frankfurt, Germany, 2018 to 2022. So that is the background of and profile of Miss Allyson. So it was so wonderful. Hopefully, our talking will be giving some good information for educators here, because I saw that most of participants are educators as well. And we also have our second, what is the name? Our second speaker. I will be inviting Pak Ferry Maulana Putra. Silahkan Pak untuk ke stage. So Pak Ferry Maulana Putra adalah Acting Director of Teacher Professional Education, Ministry of Education, Culture, Research, and Technology. Please have a seat. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Allyson and Pak Ferry, for coming and join us with this program. So we hope that what we are going to talk about this evening will be giving new knowledge and also understanding about how we have to get international teaching certification for educators. Okay, I will be asking Dr. Allyson first. Let me check my question. So, Dr. Allyson, what are some of the most effective strategies or resources you have seen that support educators in embracing lifelong learning? How can this be scaled to benefit Indonesian educators and others globally?
Thank you. Thank you so much for the question. Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here this evening. Thank you for coming out. I'd first like to thank the representatives from the Indonesia Ministry of Education and the Indonesia Scholarship Program for convening us here today and discuss how we can best support educators in lifelong learning. I also want to appreciate and recognize the unwavering commitment of the government of Indonesia in prioritizing pre-primary to lifelong learning educational opportunities. So to your question, there are multiple effective strategies and resources to support educators in embracing lifelong learning. One of the most effective strategies is providing access to professional development resources to support continuous learning. This includes opportunities such as workshops, online courses, or webinars on the latest teaching techniques, on education technology, or new knowledge about a particular subject. Continuous learning keeps you engaged and inspired in your career. Learning new subjects or building upon your areas of expertise is critical to being a great educator. For instance, one of the key challenges facing all of us right now is the rapid evolution and transformation of technology. Continuous learning helps us to understand how we can meaningfully utilize these tools to accelerate learning for students, while also using such tools to further support our work as educators. Technology is a crucial ingredient to scale up these strategies in Indonesia and around the world. Online platforms make professional development accessible to teachers in remote areas, which helps break down geographical barriers. Also, creating online networks to help educators share experiences and resources bolsters a collaborative learning environment. Mentoring programs are another key resource for lifelong learning. Pairing experienced teachers with newer educators creates a supportive environment for sharing knowledge and skills. These relationships can help strengthen self-confidence, self-reflection, self-esteem, and professional development. Not only does it benefit the mentee, it can also rejuvenate the mentor's passion for teaching and expose them to fresh ideas and perspective. Policy support from the government plays a crucial role in continuous learning opportunities for educators. We have representatives from the Ministry of Education here today, which shows the commitment of the government here in Indonesia to creating lifelong learning opportunities. USAID has been fortunate to collaborate with the Indonesian government in several areas to bolster higher education and vocational training. So just to summarize, we need to make sure teachers have resources and support they need to thrive as professionals and individuals. To that end, USAID is currently collaborating with the Ministry of Education to design an inclusive education certificate program for Indonesian teachers, which will provide an essential opportunity for lifelong learning. We plan to launch this program in the mid-2025 and look forward to sharing more information with you in the near future. Thank you again for having me on this panel discussion. It's an honor to be here with you all today.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Allyson. One thing that I'm going to highlight that I got from your message is an educator is the one who never stop learning. Because when the teachers or the educators stop learning and they will have no enough knowledge to teach the students. So in bahasa, there is a statement that guru yang belajar adalah guru yang selalu siap mengajar. Oke, saya beralih kepada Pak Ferry. Pak Ferry, menarik sekali bahwa akhir-akhir ini sangat gentar di Indonesia tentang program PPG. Dan saya merasa bahwa Bapak adalah orang yang tepat untuk menjawab tentang PPG ini. Karena saya lihat bahwa program PPG ini mirip-mirip dengan International Teaching Certification yang sering diadakan di Indonesia untuk international schools. Gitu. Jadi pertanyaan saya adalah, apa yang melatar belakangi sehingga Indonesia memutuskan untuk punya semacam guru yang lulusan SPD saja tidak cukup, tetapi harus pergi untuk mengambil yang program PPG. Silahkan Pak untuk dijawab.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for the questions. Good evening everyone, thank you very much. Terima kasih. Allow me to speak in bahasa ya Pak ya, supaya lebih enak. Sebetulnya proses kenapa kita memerlukan satu pendidikan profesi guru itu sudah dimulai dari tahun 2005. Jadi dari 2005 itu keluar Undang-Undang Guru dan Dosen yang mensyaratkan bahwa seorang pendidik itu mesti memiliki 3 hal. Yang pertama, dia perlu memiliki kualifikasi S1 atau bachelor. Yang kedua, seorang guru mesti memiliki kompetensi yang cukup. Kalau belum memiliki kompetensi cukup, dia tidak bisa. Kemudian yang ketiga, seorang calon guru mesti memiliki sertifikat pendidik. Sertifikat pendidik di sini adalah sebagai bukti profesional seorang guru yang diikuti setelah selesai bachelor. 3 hal ini adalah yang utama untuk menjadi seorang guru bersertifikat. Kenapa ini penting Bapak Ibu sekalian? Kita tahu persis bahwa adik-adik, saya dulu SPD, Bachelor in Education, tapi ketika saya mau menjadi seorang guru, saya tidak punya jalur yang tepat pada saat itu. Saya lulus Bachelor itu 2002, ini sebagai contoh saja. Tidak ada aturan yang harus saya mengikuti pendidikan tertentu. Maka dengan adanya pendidikan profesi guru yang dikeluarkan pada tahun 2005 lalu, ini menjadi jalur seorang pendidik, seorang guru mesti memiliki sertifikat pendidik sebelum dia memasuki dunia profesi. Contohnya dokter. Profesi dokter, selesai dia S.Ket, sarjana kedokteran, dia tidak bisa langsung praktek di rumah sakit. Dia tidak bisa langsung praktek di klinik. Kita juga tidak mau datang ke dokter yang belum memiliki koas praktek atau GP practitioner license, ya kan. Oleh karena itu, seorang guru sama, SPD, sarjana pendidikan, itu belum cukup untuk menjadi seorang guru profesional. Karena yang dipandang pada saat itu adalah mereka belajar tentang substansi ilmu pendidikan, belum tentang prakteknya. Maka SPD, sarjana pendidikan, lulus mesti mengikuti PPG, pendidikan profesi guru, sebelum dia masuk ke dunia profesinya menjadi seorang guru. Jadi sama, kalau dokter, S.Ket, koas, baru dia menjadi dokter, guru juga sama. Dari SPD, dia ikut PPG dulu, baru setelah ikut PPG dia menjadi seorang guru profesional. Nah, kalau sudah menjadi seorang guru profesional, maka dia punya sertifikat untuk mendidik, mengajar sesuai bidang studi, sesuai jenjang. Kemudian dia juga memiliki hak untuk mendapatkan kesejahteraan yang lebih dari sertifikasi yang dia miliki. Oleh karena itu, dengan kita menyiapkan calon-calon guru yang profesional yang sudah memiliki sertifikat pendidik, diharapkan lulusan-lulusan SPD kita dari bachelor education yang kita miliki, mereka mau menjadi guru melalui jalur pendidikan profesi guru. Nah, itu tentu yang sedang kita siapkan, sehingga tidak ada lagi nanti rekrutmen menjadi guru dari manapun bisa menjadi guru, itu bisa kita minimalkan dengan banyaknya lulusan-lulusan pendidikan profesi guru yang sudah siap untuk menjadi guru. Dia belajar tentang ilmu pedagogi, praktek mengajar, karena PPG itu lebih banyak 70% praktek. Dia praktek tentang mengajar, dia praktek membuat soal, dia praktek memprofiling siswa, dia praktek tentang assessment, semuanya itu adalah praktek. Ketika dia masuk ke kelas, ke sekolah, dia sudah siap untuk menjadi seorang guru. Mungkin itu alasannya. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Pak Ferry untuk penjelasan yang begitu detail. Jadi ilmu saja itu tidak cukup kalau tidak ada praktik. Bagaimana kita bisa apply knowledge yang kita dapatkan di bangku kuliah. Sangat menarik sekali, tapi kurang menarik kalau saya saja yang bertanya. Jadi saya akan memberikan kesempatan kepada to all the audiences to if you have any question, then you can raise your hand to come up with your question. Is there any question? Oke, Pak Isa ya. Oke, silakan Pak Isa. Oke.
Cek. Oke. Terima kasih sebelumnya. Pertanyaan ini probably it will be more suitable untuk Pak Ferry terkait program yang akan yang pertama yang masalah yang PPG itu. Dan menurut kami juga sebagai guru, jujur Pak, kami juga masih belum PPG gitu. Tapi sudah terjun di sekolah gitu. Yang mungkin menjadi pertanyaan kami itu, kalau kita bandingkan dengan sertifikasi for international schools. For example, we have TKT in Cambridge or maybe like CELTA, atau untuk beberapa subjek we have CILIL as well. That is for, once we have those certifications, we have those license for teaching, we can teach anywhere in the world, correct? Kita bisa mengajar dimanapun itu dan tanpa harus, kita dengan menjalankan dalam tanda kutip kuliah lagi PPG gitu. Jadi pertanyaan dari kami adalah dari saya pribadi, apakah nantinya untuk long term dengan profesi guru itu dengan sertifikat itu tidak hanya bisa mengajar in Indonesia, but also for anywhere around the world. So, apakah kita sudah bisa seperti itu? For example like that. Thank you so much for the question. Thank you so much for the time.
Okay, thank you Pak Iza. Mungkin boleh langsung dijawab Pak.
Thank you pertanyaannya. Thank you for the questions Pak Riza. Actually pertanyaannya sangat bagus ya. Jadi apakah sertifikasi kita bisa digunakan untuk mengajar di tempat lain? Jawabannya tentu kepada si penyedia atau employer dari sertifikasi tersebut. Saat ini Bapak Ibu sekalian, adik-adik, rekan-rekan semua untuk guru-guru yang sudah ada di dalam sistem, konteks kita di Indonesia ya, kita bicara di Indonesia. Di Indonesia ada 1,6 juta guru kita yang belum memiliki sertifikat pendidik. Mereka masuk mengajar tanpa memiliki sertifikat pendidik. Itu adalah konteks yang ada. Seharusnya kita semua bisa memastikan bahwa semua guru mesti memiliki sertifikat pendidik. Nah, sekarang ada konteks yang lain di mana 150.000 sekolah-sekolah kita itu kekosongan guru. Gurunya kosong, tidak ada gurunya. 150.000 jabatan guru itu kosong. Ini dikarenakan 70.000 guru kita itu pensiun setiap tahun, 70.000. Sementara yang lainnya adalah mereka yang karena perpindahan mutasi, karena perpindahan posisi, sehingga kelas-kelas itu kosong. Ada juga sekolah-sekolah baru yang dia membutuhkan guru baru. Ada rombongan kelas baru yang dia membutuhkan guru baru. Nah, konteks yang demikian ini membutuhkan balancing yang kuat antara jumlah guru yang keluar dengan jumlah guru yang masuk. Kami saat ini memang fokus bagaimana bisa memenuhi kebutuhan guru profesional melalui pendidikan profesi guru. Oleh karena itu, kami menyiapkan pendidikan profesi guru prajabatan atau sekarang disebut dengan calon guru untuk bisa memenuhi kebutuhan guru itu. Nah, kami juga menyediakan penuntasan guru-guru yang sudah ada di dalam sistem, yang sudah menjadi guru, tetapi mereka belum memiliki sertifikat pendidik. Yang tadi saya sebut 1,6 juta. Dengan peraturan menteri yang terbaru kemarin, ada regulasi gitu ya. Intinya memberikan kesempatan guru-guru yang sudah lama mengajar di sekolah untuk bisa mengikuti pendidikan profesi guru dengan lebih fleksibel. Mereka tidak harus meninggalkan sekolah, tidak harus meninggalkan kelas, tetapi langsung ikut PPG secara mandiri. Saat ini kurang lebih 600.000 guru-guru kita yang sedang ikut PPG. Jadi kalau ada di antara Bapak Ibu sekalian adik-adik teman-teman yang sedang ikut PPG, mereka sedang ikut itu adalah guru yang sudah ada di dalam sekolah. Nah, itu yang kemudian mereka menjadi sasaran kita tahun ini. Untuk model sertifikasi, kita masih mengacu kepada sertifikat pendidik yang dikeluarkan oleh kementerian. Artinya, sertifikat tersebut seandainya nanti bisa digunakan di tempat lain, tentu mesti memenuhi kriteria di tempat tersebut. Begitu juga di kita. Nah, sama kurang lebih kami memiliki CPL ya, atau capaian pembelajaran yang mesti menjadi syarat ketika seseorang mau menjadi guru di Indonesia. Kurang lebih seperti itu jawabannya. Terima kasih, Mas.
Okay. Is there any other question? Okay. I will go with the one that raised hand first. Yeah.
Halo, saya Atika, saya guru. Saya pernah ikut PPG. Kebetulan saya seni rupa, jadi saya ikut PPG seni budaya, tes seleksi PPG di tahun 2018. Namun saya sedikit sedih karena tesnya itu pilihan ganda. Lalu itu walaupun saya seni rupa, saya harus ikut materi seni budaya sesuai dengan buku K13. Jadi ada pertanyaan tentang tari, pertanyaan tentang musik, pertanyaan tentang yang lain. Jadi saya tidak lulus. Lalu selanjutnya saya ikut maksudnya ada teman saya ikut PPG, tunggu tiba-tiba saya lupa. Jadi, jadi kan kalau untuk menjadi guru itu ada NUPTK. Nah, saya sudah mengajar dari tahun 2015, namun kebetulan saya pindah sekolah setelah 6 tahun, jadi waktu itu lagi proses pembuatan NUPTK, karena saya sudah 3 tahun tetap. Jadi ada syarat untuk mendapatkan NUPTK atau nomor induk sebagai guru bahwa Anda sah menjadi guru. Itu harus menunggu 3 tahun sebagai karyawan tetap ataupun sampai 5 tahun. Jadi karena saya pindah di sekolah baru, jadi saya harus menunggu nanti 2026 saya baru bisa dapat NUPTK, lalu saya bisa daftar ke PPG. Karena kata teman saya, kalau kamu nggak lulus kemarin tes PPG-nya itu karena mungkin NUPTK kamu belum jadi gitu. Kalau NUPTK kamu udah jadi mungkin lulus. Tapi saya sedihnya karena saya kan di sekolah kurikulum IB. Kenapa Indonesia tidak membuat sertifikasi seperti adanya workshop leader in IB curriculum that goes around the world and they teach the subject. We need to pay to be the workshop leader. So jadi mungkin ada guru yang sudah profesional di Indonesia di sekolah negeri bisa keliling terus mengajar. Jadi sertifikasinya seperti kelas, bukan mengisi soal pilihan ganda atau berujian yang ya pilihan ganda pilihan ganda lagi gitu. Karena kalau di IB itu when we join the workshop leader, it will be a 3 days workshop and we will have collaboration, discussion with other teachers. There will be poster, there will be video, there will be different teaching strategies that applied by the workshop leader. So we learn more and also we shared more. And also one more thing, why there is no certification of Indonesian teacher for foreigner? Because we want to also be the king as we are the teacher in here, but most of international school, 50% is from Philippines, the teacher, from India. We have many Indonesian that able to speak English good, smart, but ya aku nggak tahu kenapa rada sayang. Mungkin bisa dipersulit juga foreigners ke sini harus mengikuti sertifikasi PPG versi foreigners, baru dia bisa mengajar di Indonesia. Dan itu bisa jadi pemasukan juga untuk Kemdikbud karena foreigners harus bayar sertifikasi. Gitu. Pertanyaan saya, kenapa ya tidak ada perubahan? Terima kasih.
Yeah, thank you so much for the question. She got 2 questions. Yang pertama adalah kenapa tes kita tidak sama dengan IB atau International Certification Test yang lainnya yang biasanya ke hal praktikal instead of go with theories. That like basically we got it when we were in college, right? And the second question is, kenapa untuk international teachers dari negara-negara yang berbeda tidak diberikan kesempatan untuk mengambil tes seperti PPG yang membuat kita bahwa kita punya we are the king of our country as teachers, right? That's what we are going to say. Pak, silahkan.
Oke, terima kasih. Thank you very much for the questions. Keren pertanyaannya. Tahap seleksi tadi dimulai dari Ibu ketika Ibu mencoba mendaftar PPG di beberapa tahun yang lalu. Ini adalah proses ketika pada saat itu kita belum melaksanakan transformasi pendidikan guru kita, pendidikan profesi guru kita. Saat ini perubahan yang dilakukan itu jauh lebih masif. Kita tahu persis bahwa tadi disampaikan ada 1,6 juta guru yang belum memiliki sertifikat pendidik. 1,6 juta, itu tidak sedikit. Kemudian, apakah pada saat itu pendidikan profesi guru prajabatan sudah ada? Sudah. Tetapi tidak terlalu menarik. Padahal, sesuai amanat dari regulasi, seharusnya guru-guru yang ada di dalam sekolah itu sudah selesai serdiknya 10 tahun sejak aturan itu diterbitkan, Undang-Undang Guru Dosen 2005. 10 tahun berarti 2015. Harusnya sudah selesai. Semua guru harusnya sudah memiliki sertifikat pendidik. Semua guru tanpa terkecuali. Tetapi kondisi negara itu memang perlu mendapatkan perhatian yang lebih terkait dengan proses pendidikan profesi guru ini. Akhirnya di tahun 2015 tersebut bukannya berhenti jumlah guru yang belum berserdik, tetapi justru makin banyak. Oleh karena itu, tentu kita ingin kembali menyampaikan bahwa kalau kita biarkan terus pendidikan profesi guru yang tidak ada perubahan yang besar, maka yang dirugikan siapa? Yang dirugikan pertama kali adalah anak-anak didik kita. Ini kita bicara konteks Indonesia yang banyak ya. Ketika anak-anak itu tidak mendapatkan guru yang bersertifikat pendidik, berarti anak-anak guru ini, anak-anak kita ini, bisa jadi mereka mendapatkan guru yang tadi belum bersertifikat, mendapatkan guru yang tidak berkompeten, entah dulu dari mana tiba-tiba pakai baju Pemda, baju guru langsung disebut sebagai guru. Dan yang parah, masih juga ada, ini kondisi ya, konteks kita. Banyak sekolah-sekolah yang gurunya itu belum memiliki S1, kualifikasi S1. Banyak. Jangan dikata tidak ada, cukup banyak. ratusan ribu. Nah, oleh karena itu, teman-teman sekalian, yang dilakukan kita adalah bagaimana merubah proses pendidikan profesi guru. Kita tuntaskan guru-guru yang sudah ada di dalam sistem ini, yang 1,6 juta, kita tuntaskan terlebih dahulu, dan di tahun 2020 kita mulai dengan PPG Prajabatan model baru. Apa PPG Prajabatan model baru? Yang pertama, PPG Prajabatan, kita selalu bekerja sama dengan LPTK, universitas yang menyelenggarakan PPG. Sesuai amanah, undang-undangnya memang seperti itu. Nah, PPG model baru ini, Prajabatan model baru adalah mencoba mengembalikan ruh pendidikan guru kita, itu sesuai jalurnya. Kalau tadi, PPG Prajabatan yang sebelumnya, misalkan sebelum ini, seleksinya itu beragam. Seleksinya beragam. Setiap kampus bisa melaksanakan seleksi PPG. Tetapi tidak terstandar. Nah, ini kan seperti kembali ke Akta 4. Macamnya banyak, variannya banyak, tapi tidak standar. Dan akhirnya mengarahnya tidak lebih baik. Kemudian yang kedua adalah kurikulumnya. Kurikulum PPG kita pada saat itu perlu kita perbaiki supaya lebih bersifat practice based, lebih berorientasi praktek. Kalau beberapa yang kita amati, kurikulum PPG itu banyak berorientasi pada pembelajaran S1, mengulang. Ini kan mengulang-ulang. Maka kita perbaiki di tahun itu dengan kurikulum pendidikan profesi guru yang berorientasi pada praktek. Yang ketiga, anak-anak kita lulusan-lulusan S1 tidak ingin mau menjadi guru pada saat itu. Kenapa? Karena harus bayar. Pendidikan profesi guru itu 1 tahun. Di IB, di Cambridge, kan nggak sampai 1 tahun toh? Di sini PPG kita 1 tahun. Dengan kurikulum model baru yang dikembangkan bekerjasama dengan banyak sekali pihak. Dia beasiswa dari pemerintah. Jadi bisa dibayangkan anak-anak anak-anak kebanyakan yang guru, ingin menjadi guru biasanya kan dari kalangan menengah ya. Mereka menjadi guru karena memang ingin menjadi panggilan jiwa. Dia panggilan jiwa karena memang ingin menjadi guru. Tetapi ada sebagian juga yang saya koreksi, ada yang juga ingin dari kalangan apapun bisa menjadi guru. Nah, dia sudah memiliki beasiswa. Artinya pergeserannya semakin jelas bahwa ada kecenderungan pemerintah untuk bisa membantu calon-calon guru ini mendapatkan kesempatan menjadi seorang guru bersertifikat melalui PPG Prajabatan. Yang keempat, transformasinya, perubahannya di PPG kita adalah dulu guru-guru ini, calon-calon guru melalui PPG Prajab itu nggak mau masuk PPG Prajabatan. Karena begitu dia selesai, lulus PPG, dia tidak ada kepastian. Saya mau mengajar di mana? Nggak laku PPG waktu itu. Nggak laku. Karena nggak ada kepastian. Saya mesti selesai belajar, saya harus mencari pekerjaan. Sudah SPP-nya bayar, tetapi harus mencari pekerjaan sendiri. Sekarang bagaimana? Lulusan PPG Prajabatan saat ini, kita sudah inline-kan dengan seleksi ASN P3K. Ini kalau kita bicara nasional ya. Kita inline-kan dengan ASN P3K dan juga memberikan kesempatan mereka untuk mengabdi di sekolah-sekolah swasta maupun negeri. Jadi bisa di sekolah negeri, bisa di sekolah swasta. Efeknya ketika mereka sudah ada jalur untuk menjadi guru ASN P3K melalui PPG Prajabatan, karena kalau sudah punya sertifikat pendidik, maka dia bisa melamar ASN P3K melalui jalur PPG Prajabatan tadi dengan afirmasi nilai 100% untuk kompetensi teknis. Jadi nilainya sudah 100% kompetensi teknisnya. Dia tinggal sedikit lagi lulus. Dari situ, anak-anak kita yang saat ini dari 2022 sampai 2023 PPG, tahun 2023 seleksi ASN P3K mereka masuk menjadi seorang pegawai ASN sebanyak 16.000 orang. 16.000 itu sedikit apa banyak Pak? Lumayan ya? Banyak ya, 16.000 orang. Sekarang mereka mengajar di sekolah-sekolah negeri, sebagian yang tidak masuk di ASN P3K, mereka mengajar di sekolah-sekolah swasta. Dan itu jumlahnya hampir 10.000 di sekolah swasta. Nah itu berkahnya. Kenapa kita penting untuk mendahulukan PPG prajabatan atau calon guru? Dikarenakan mereka yang sudah PPG sudah pasti S1. Jadi tidak lagi ada kata mereka belum S1. Dia sudah pasti linear dan dia sudah pasti punya kompetensi yang cukup. Harapannya kasus-kasus seperti Ibu tadi tidak terjadi lagi, tidak linear, tidak sesuai, itu tidak ada lagi. Karena dari awal yang ikut PPG sudah pasti linear ketika dia melamar PPG-nya, prajabatannya. Sehingga pada saat dia jadi guru tidak ada lagi masalah linearitas. Dan yang lain-lain terkait itu, sertifikasi internasional tentu sedang dikembangkan dan semua sudah tercantum di dalam Permendikbud Ristek nomor 19 tahun 2024. Tetapi memang membutuhkan waktu untuk kita bisa memberikan fasilitasi yang lebih tepat sesuai dengan kebutuhan dan konteks yang ada. Mungkin itu, terima kasih Bu.
Terima kasih Pak Ferry untuk jawabannya yang sangat komprehensif untuk kita semua dan semoga dipahami. I have one last question to Dr. Allyson. The question is, how can USAID support teachers who wants to get their education or get an international certification as a teacher?
Thank you. Thank you for the question, and thank you for all the information I'm learning about the Indonesian teacher training. So USAID is working with the Indonesian government and universities to expand opportunities for Indonesian professionals, including teachers, to study at US universities and ensure that they get the skills that they need to thrive. USAID's TEMAN program supports Indonesian scholarship providers like LPDP and the Ministry of Education by providing training and mentoring to scholarship recipients. This program gives students important knowledge and preparation to realize their dreams of studying abroad. Studying in the United States exposes individuals to new ideas and perspectives. Further, attending U.S. graduate and non-degree programs will strengthen the competitiveness of the Indonesian workforce. So our assistance helps students improve their chances of being selected for one of Indonesia's generous scholarships and getting accepted to an American university. So far, the TEMAN program has assisted more than 200 Indonesian students to attend a U.S. university. Thanks.
Okay, thank you so much for the answer. Sekian diskusi kita. Tentu masih ada pertanyaan-pertanyaan yang akan ditanyakan, tapi kita almost run out of time. So we will continue the question about, discussion about practical how to get international teaching certification for the next speakers. Thank you so much, Dr. Allyson and Pak Ferry, for the nice insights that you got. And we hope that all the knowledge that you share with us, we can apply it for our future generation of this country. Thank you so much. I will go back to Farah.
Okay, thank you so much to Ibu Allyson Wainer as the Director for the Center of Education USAID, also Pak Ferry Maulana Putra as Acting Director of Teacher Professional Education from Ministry of Education, Culture, Research, and Technology for the very insightful session, and to Pak Hofni for leading the discussions. But before we continue to our next agenda, we would like to invite Pak Leonardo Gavaza as the President of Mata Garuda. Please come up to the stage to give the token of appreciation to Ibu Allyson Wainer as the Director for the Center of Education USAID. Also, I would like to invite Pak Farhat Gausi as the Director of Economic Growth and Education from USAID Indonesia. Please come up to the stage, Pak Farhat, and give the token of appreciation to Pak Ferry Maulana Putra as the Acting Director of Teacher Professional Education from Ministry of Education, Culture, Research, and Technology. And also, to Pak Farhat, please give the token of appreciation to Pak Hofni Pinehas Tafuli as our moderator for the first session. All right, thank you everyone. Thank you Pak Leonardo, and also thank you to Pak Farhat for giving the token of appreciation for our speakers and moderators as well. Please come back to your seat, everyone. As we're going to continue to our second session of panel discussion tonight, and I would like to invite our moderator. She is a lecturer from Jakarta Business School. Everyone, please welcome Ibu Nursyam Syahrir.
All right, thank you everyone. So I hope everyone is still on fire for the second session. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nursyam Syahrir, you may call me Uca. Kalau tadi Kak Opin selalu susah dipanggil namanya Hofni, saya biasanya dikira orang laki-laki, namanya Nursyam, tapi perempuan ya. Oke, so di sesi ini kita juga akan sedikit mix English and Indonesia. So in this second panel, I'd like to invite 3 experts of IB educators. I'll call them one by one to come to the stage. The first one is Bapak Ahmad Safarie, Deputy Head of School and an IB educator. Please come to the stage. Let's give applause for Pak Arie. Okay, so I'll read a little bit about Pak Arie. He is dedicated to fostering a welcoming and inspiring school environment as Deputy Head of School and Principal since 2006. With over 18 years of experience, he has guided the school through significant growth and transformative changes. He has implemented 3 curriculum frameworks: Islamic, Indonesian, and International Baccalaureate Continuum Program. Okay, and I'll call the second speaker of this session. She is Ibu Hana Triana, M.Pd, M.Ed. Please give applause. She is a school principal of Bakti Mulya 400 International School, Cibubur. She is currently serving as the school principal at Bakti Mulya 400 International School, Cibubur, and vice manager of the IEYC and Cambridge International Baccalaureate programs, where she focuses on curriculum development and teacher training. All right, so the third speaker is, I'd like to invite Ibu Atika Syahirna, SDS MA. She is an IB MYP design teacher at Mentari Intercultural School, Jakarta. She has 5 years as professional graphic designer, also 10 years as IB MYP DP teacher at Sekolah Cikal, Jakarta, and MISJ. She completed IB MYP Arts Cat 3 teacher training in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia in 2019. All right, everyone. So in this session, we'd like to hear from 3 of the panelists, a presentation from each, and after that, we will have a Q&A session. So the first presentation will be delivered by Pak Arie. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Oh, all right, excellent. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, everybody. First of all, what I will deliver tonight is my perspective of how I've been interacting with this curriculum. And then, actually it's not curriculum, it's a framework. So if somebody asks me about what is IB education is about framework. So if it is a framework, then it's more than curriculum. So IB design with the different level of a program that is distributed to different ages and phases of learning, starting from age 3 years old until 19 years old. So it started, we call it as a PYP, Primary Years Program, and then moving to MYP, Middle Years Program, and then they have 2 different programs for the high school. It's a career-related program and also a diploma program. So it's purely my perspective. Well, as I mentioned, this IB education is beyond academic because it's a framework. It's what do you call it? It's a place for everybody to nurture the knowledge, to get the knowledge, and then exercise, practice the learning skills, to develop their learning profile, and to take action. So if somebody asks me that, what is the goal of this IB? So it's to creating a better world. Creating a better world means we have to nurture our young people from very young age to be a better person so they can celebrate their learning phases and success. So because of this is a framework and also beyond the academic, what we are doing in the classroom, we call it inquiry-based learning. So when the students are in the center of the curriculum, they have the ownership of the learning program. They have a control. They have a taking control of their learning, of their journey. So they have to construct meaning in the classroom. That's why when they start to construct their learning, it depends on 3 different aspects. What we are learning in the classroom, and then how we learn and teach. And the third one is how do we know that what we are learning is successful. So in what we are learning, it's not limited to a content. If you see in the slide, in the screen, so there are 3 C's that we have to understand in the what we are learning in the classroom. So it's not about compilation of the content, but we have to understand the concept behind it. So what we are learning is not wasted because we have to put that knowledge, to put that content and concept into a proper context. So in all ages from PYP up to CP or DP program, we have to have this conceptual understanding because to put this content into proper context so they can connect to the real world situation. Because learning is about making connection. Because learning is when you construct meaning, it means that you start to read, you start to investigate, you have to ask questions, you start to find the answer, and then after that, finding the answer, you have to ask again, is it true? Or will be another knowledge that I can find? So because it's really putting the students and of course the teacher to put into the context, then there are 2 different aspects that it should be happening in the classroom, the way we teach and the way we learn. So if you see that transversal learning skill, transferable and universal learning skill that students have to practice and master in the journey of the learning, and then it also depends on the holistic approach of the teaching. So the teacher is not only delivering materials, but also have to understand the kids. They have to know what are their interests. If the teacher have to understand the student, then the student also have to understand themselves. That's why in the green circle, 2 different approaches to teaching and approaches to learning, they side by side. So after this happening in the classroom, then it comes to the rigorous and ongoing assessment, because learning is not stopping in one spot. No, it's a continuum, because continuum is ongoing happening. Then if learning is ongoing, then the assessment also ongoing. What we do in the IB is we have formative and summative assessment that happen all the time. It's not limited to specific chapter of the book, no. It's not limited to specific topic, no. It's how everybody in the classroom construct their conceptual understanding, and the teacher assess not the output, but also the process, because it's ongoing. That's why you read it there. There is the feedback and reflection. Feedback from the teacher to make the learning more meaningful, to make the process of learning more consistent. Because of these three bubbles and the student at the center, then this is maybe that very demanding to all the IB educator, not all educator. When you decided to be a teacher, well, actually, this is have to be happen in your classroom. When we want the students to understand themselves, to construct meaning, then our teaching and learning in the classroom should be relevant to their age. What we teach relevant to their level of understanding, relevant to the real world. Why we need to learn something if it is not relevant? So we have to see that relevant. We have to consistently ask ourselves, is it relevant or not? Then it should be also significant, and then challenging and engaging. So, because, do you still have a minute?
1 minute.
Oh, 1 minute.
Right.
All right. So because it is relevant, challenging, and engaging this, another thing, what should happen in the classroom is students have to make a community engagement. So it's not only learning in the classroom, but have to be a benefit, create an impact of what they're learning in the classroom. Okay? So why do I like this program and keep on making the meaningful interaction with this IB framework? Because there is the opportunity for me as an educator to continue to evolve and grow. IB provide different professional development for the teachers and also the leaders. So make us lifelong learners. So the learning is not stopping there. Yep.
All right, thank
That's
you so
all.
much, Pak Arie. Okay, so the next session will be delivered by Ibu Hana Triana, and I think we'll have about 5 minutes for the presentation. Yeah, so please, we will have a longer time for the Q&A session.
Okay, thank you so much. I would like to share, actually continue from Mr. Arie, which is offering about the IB program. There are 4 IB programs which are for the PYP, primary years program, middle school, and also for the CP, car-related program, and diploma program. For this part, according to my background, focusing on the primary years program, which is for the student age from 3 to 12 years old. So here are the curriculum framework, which has the characteristic different than the others curriculum. So in the IB frameworks, it's focusing on to be prepared for the student, they're ready for their future. So which is, we call it the students prepare for their agency. The agency, so the student in the classroom, they have their voice, choice, and ownership. So the characteristic of the students, starting from the kindergarten and also the primary student, they have their characteristic and has their own mindset to have voice. The practice of the learning, their own learning, so the student has the opportunity to share their perspective, to share their ideas, and also to share their what they are deep in understanding, refer to their learning. And also, the student, even kindergarten and the primary student, they have choice. They have choice what they are learning about to share and also to choose which one the topic they are going to deeper more understanding. Instead of that, the agency part is ownership. In the part of the ownership, during the learning process, the student set their own learning goals. Instead of that, the student take their own responsibility, and also they have their reflective practice according to the basis of their learning journey. The student make the conclusion that the learning is not kind of the, what we call, it's kind of the marathon, right? Not like sprint, so the student can enjoy their learning journey process itself. Instead of that, as we can see here, there are the primary framework in the IB curriculum. So starting from the kindergarten into the primary, the students are going to explore different types of themes. Quite different from the kindergarten, they are going to explore the transdisciplinary themes in only 4 themes. while for the primary only exploring the 6 themes. So as we can see here, we call it as the transdisciplinary themes. As ongoing assessment, they are going to reflective the subject integrated into the subject and the concept. Instead of that, the students are going to focusing on the 4 skills, which is the knowledge elements, which is the knowledge, skills, and understanding. So during the teaching process, the teachers focusing on the approaching to learning and also approaching to teaching, how the best teaching approach for the student to teach. Okay, why IB in the PYP? So in the IB, we let the student as the teacher to let the student to think critically and also nurturing student curiosity, because literacy comes up, literacy happen because of the student's curiosity. And then we expect the students to solve of the complex problem. They have inquiring and knowledge and caring, and also according to relate with the IB vision and mission, which is to be better and more peaceful world through intercultural understanding and respect. All right, okay. This is our school actually, Bakti Mulya 400 Cibubur. As our taglines, our school is international mindedness applying with the curriculum of IB, and then holistic education, and also with the Islamic foundation itself. Okay, how do we implement of the international mindedness? In IB, we call it commonly as the learner profile, and also with our values of school, which there are 10 learner profile, and also there are 5 of the values of the school it has. How the student implementing of the international mindedness? So our school is kinds of the positive culture, which is diversity, inclusive, and inclusion and equity. And then we let the student to explore some local and global inquiry, and also student explore some issues, we call it as the sustainable development goals. Okay, how is it the PYP might looks like as the learning progression in the ongoing assessment? So starting from the pre-K or kindergarten into grade 6. So we have the foundation program. The foundation program, we focusing about the diagnostic of the student understanding of the concept instead of the subjects, and also their understanding into the theme. And also we have ongoing assessment refer to the diagnostic, formative, and the summative assessment. One thing, starting even from the pre-K, we let the student for having a service action. And then how do we report of the student development? Starting kindergarten, we have the child development observation, and then also culmination of the end of the IB, we have the PYP exhibition. And then after that, for the internal assessment, we have also literacy and numeracy, because focusing on even any stages of phases students, starting from the primary, and also middle school to the high school, even to the university, the student focusing on the early literacy and numeracy test. So each stage we have the internal test of the literacy numeracy until the student will have the national subject, which is integrated approaches. They will have ANBK. And also the last, we have also internal and assessment literacy and numeracy test at the end of the grade 6 of student. So we make sure the students are being balanced, instead of they are focusing into their skill, approaching to the skills, and also the student being strengthened also into the concept of the subject, which is focusing of the subject into socials, into science, maths, and also English. Okay. Relate to our session is related about IB teaching certification. IB also provide internal certification, which provide offered by the IB. There are 3 categories, which is category 1. So we provide workshop, and also we say professional development and conference, which is category 1 for the teachers, new teacher or pre-service teachers who knows about the IB. And then category 2, develop the expertise in the delivering IB. And then for the category 3, more deeply into areas deep and understanding into the IB. So some of the expertise into the IB will going on to the category 3. All right. According to this part, IB also provide IB educator certificate. So those teachers who wants to join in one of the universities, so IB prepare for the two skill, which is skill for the teaching and learning practices and also the leadership practices. So there are some of these universities here we can join in, even from the area of the Africa, Europe, and also in the Asia Pacifics. There are some of the university which is IB prepare how the teachers can implementing the IB practices. For example, maybe in the Asia, okay, we have University College Fairview, which is in Malaysia for the doctoral or postgraduate degrees. And also, IB offer the what we call it scholarship, University of the People Master Education Scholarship. It's free, so everyone you can access, even though you are not IB educators, you can access as well for having the scholarship, the University of the People. I've been joining this part, the University of the People, which is the mode by online. And also the Fairview also for doctoral degree or post-degree education is also by online. It will take around 2 until 3 years for having this education. Okay, that's all. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. What an insightful presentation from Ibu Hana. Okay, so the last presentation will be delivered by Ibu Atika. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much for Ineke for the invitation to be here. I really appreciate it. So, shaping futures in creative education, insights, aspirations, and contributions of LPDP alumni. I hope after these presentations, there are more LPDP alumni to become a teacher in Indonesia to teach our Indonesian kids. Okay. So I'm graduated from visual communication design at ITB, and I also take an interactive media in Goldsmiths College, University of London, under beasiswa unggulan and also Kementerian Pendidikan scholarship. This is an IB from PYP, MYP, DP, CP, and the first curriculum that they created is DP. And then they continue with MYP, SMP, DP and CP is SMA, and PYP is TK and SD. And before, this is my 10th year as an IB teacher. Before, I'm a graphic designer for 5 years. And then starting 2015, I just found out, there is a design subject in IB, MYP, so I want to apply in Sekolah Cikal, but I didn't get the design subject, but they assigned me for visual arts. I become the head of arts and design department, and then because Sekolah Cikal now is not using IB Continuum anymore, only the DP, only for SMA, and I moved to Mentari Intercultural School, who is an IB Continuum. IB Continuum is a name for a school who apply IB PYP, MYP, and DP as a whole. And then I also work in IBAN Global. IBAN is International Baccalaureate Educators Network, or IB, as a DP visual examiner. So it's a term where you will be an examiner assessing students' work around the world, and I got to assess DP visual art subject for process portfolio component and comparative study components. And why arts and design matter in IB education? Arts and design is really important and have the same amount of hours with PE but less than science and math. Like we have 30 hours teaching for 1 year, so it's like 3 periods. 1 period is 45 minutes, so 3 periods, 1 week, 2 meetings. And then it's really important because it will transform the student to be creative, problem solving, innovate, and then they can think holistically. And then innovation and expressions, they can express their ideas, they can explore their own creativity, they can grow, and they also become adaptable, because in visual arts, arts and design, they are required to create a process journal. So every process of learning from the beginning, pre-assessment, formative assessment, and then the final assessment need to be documented. So where I get my inspiration, where I got the ideas, everything needs to be documented. They sometimes ask to also ask an expert. Maybe they have their mom, their dad, who is a graphic designer or who is an artist, so they can know what is happening in the real world. And we have these frameworks from different subjects. The left one is MYP Arts. It's applied for visual and performing. Visual is visual and media. Media is the digital of the visual art, and performing is music and drama and dance. And it will continue to the DP, where they have DP visual art and DP film for visual and media, and they have theater and music for the music, drama, and dance. And then for MYP design, it's digital design and product design, but in SMA, it will connected to design technology or computer science. So everything is connecting. And then they just don't do the work, the final work, where in arts you do drawing, where in music you create the music. But we also have different criteria, A, B, and D, inquiring and analyzing. So they need to do research. What is the problem around the world? There is a war with Palestine and Israel. What can we do for the peace campaign? What kind of the peace campaign that we can make on the idea? So they create the sketches, they create the mood board, and then on the solution, they will create the poster, or they will do a campaign. And then they will do evaluation. So it's like a cycle, design cycle, what we should do to make our campaign better, our artwork better. Then they can also ask the feedback from an expert. So this is one of the example of my projects in Mentari. So grade 6 will have food design, cupcake, and this is a thank you cake. So they need to pick a client. Design should have function. So they will pick a client. Is it for their mom to say thank you, for their mate, for their teachers, and they will give the cake to the person. So they will need to do research what kind of person, what cake that they like, and then in grade 8, they do eco printing, so they can learn about sustainable, about how fast fashion is really bad. So at the beginning, we will show a video, the fast fashion is garbage everywhere. We're sending the garbage to the Africa. And then that is what happens if you buy clothes every time. And what about the toxic? So they will learn about the problem in the real world. And Taylor Swift, they love it, so we create a stage design unit, event organizer, so they're acting like the marketing, they're acting like the designer, the stage design, the MC, and they create an event like a music event. Some create an exhibition. Each student will have different projects. It's similar to Curriculum Merdeka, but we need a really skilled teacher to do that because it's hard. We will assess different tasks, different assessment. Tugasnya beda-beda, kita harus periksa tugas yang beda-beda walaupun frameworknya sama. And then sometimes we need to also invite guest speaker and do gallery visit so they can have a grasp of the real world. This is an example. And then this is an example of some works in Sekolah Cikal that is documented by the media. So we need to connect the students with the real world, with a real expert visiting or a real gallery for their exhibition. And this is the student success stories. Most of the students in IB got scholarship because they already think about their working in grade 6. Because in grade 6, they already know. Sometimes we do IDU, like for interior design project, we do IDU with math, so they know that we need math to calculate, and we need design to create the room, and we need arts to decorate the room. And that is the role of interior designer. So starting grade 6, they already know, oh, I want to become interior designer. Where is the university that I can choose? So they already have personal goals. And then this is a big opportunity for teachers in IB. Because we have 53 IB schools. This is from my friend who's doing a master from Citahati School named Jacob. Thank you for the data. And 53 schools is many. And most of international school in Jakarta and Indonesia is 50% taught by foreigners from Philippines, India, UK, US. Why not Indonesia? We have 50,000, 60,000 LPDP alumni. Why don't you become a teacher? Let's become a teacher. So it's hard sometimes because sometimes we don't have material, sometimes we need money, we need more funding because we cannot have a big studio like a school abroad that have 3D printer, that have all the coding materials, Arduino, Raspberry Pi, we don't have. We are limited with resources, but we're not limited in the mind, right? So from the world to Indonesia, we really need your connection from Columbia University to be the guest speaker on our school for free, because I did that from my friends at Goldsmiths UOL, who become a filmmaker in Italy, and she wants to be a guest speaker for free for my class online. And then it will be a great opportunity for our students. We will inspire them to become better than us, and also from Indonesia to the world, because it's different when the teacher is not Indonesian, when the teacher is foreigners. They don't have the heart of Indonesian, the Soekarno-Hatta Merdeka thing. Yeah, so we can like boost them so they can become heroic. They will love their country. And this is also the thing that you can do. You will get another opportunity to also grow in IB by being not just like an examiner like me. I'm also currently applying as a workshop leader for visual art and design. And then you can also become a school visit team leader, school visit team member, where you will visit school around the world, you will go abroad. So there are big opportunity for us. So bersama kita bisa membangun fondasi kreatif yang kuat bagi pendidikan di Indonesia dan berdampak global.
Alright.
Yuk jadi guru.
Okay, thank you so much, Ibu Atika. Okay, so we heard from Pak Arie about why IB education is important, and then from Bu Hana, we see how IB implementation is implemented in Bakti Mulya 400 International School. And from Ibu Atika, we can see how IB education is from art and design perspective. And kind of hit by a question from her, why LPDP awardees do not want to be a teacher? That's a difficult question. Okay, so let's go to the Q&A session. I'd like to give an opportunity from any audience who wants to ask a question. Please raise your hand.
So many hands.
So many hands. I think we can give to another yang belum bertanya sebelumnya. Ya. Bapak, ya.
Hi, good evening. My name is Washi. I don't know if I should speak in Indonesian or in English, because I think my native language is English, so I'll try with English, but if you don't understand anything particularly, please do ask. I can speak in Indonesian as well. So, well, I'll slow down a little bit. I want to first thank you, sir, for your presentation. I'd like to throw some ideas into the education world, where in some cases we are living in denial about our issues. One of the issues is, and it's not only in Indonesia, it's around the world. I call it corruption, okay? We are always in denial. I mean, you go to any university in the world, I mean, the best universities in the world, and they don't have a course on corruption. You can be the best scientist in the world, okay? I know I'm a lot more competent than a lot of people out there that are being hired in the field that I'm supposed to be an expert in. But they won't hire me because I'm not going to pass the son of a general just because he's the son of a general. They don't bloody care about that. What they care about is, will you listen to me and just follow orders? These are the people who are being hired in the industry. What almost in any field, especially in the science field. Okay? Atika was raising the issue about why aren't more teachers going into the field. They're not getting paid enough. Okay? The Department Pendidikan dan Kebudayaan people, 80% of the time you have a person who's invited and another person comes in instead. That just shows how not serious they are. You know? So we have a major problem here. We have to respect the person who came in, of course. He was very helpful, he was very open, but try going to an Indonesian-led workshop. I don't think any of these questions that were criticizing how things were going would have been thrown out. Because the first thing that comes in when they present anything is Garuda Pancasila. They stand up, they go back, and they're corrupt again. You know? Sorry to say this. We got to say it like it is. Number two, we in our own country as Indonesian citizens are discriminated. If I get my English scores is about 80% higher than any American you can get in the 250 million whatever population they have. Okay? But they'll never hire me as a native teacher. Why? What the hell is wrong with them? This is our own country, and you're discriminating against your own citizens. They'll hire a native guy from a hilly-billy city, you know, in America, who can speak proper English. And they're teaching in English first. And they're paying them 4 times as much as our own Indonesian citizens. So when you put all that in perspective and then you say it, then you're not in denial. Right now, these are not being addressed. None of this is being addressed by the government. The people are too polite. Being polite is good. We are being polite. I probably have more American friends, you know, than close friends than Indonesian friends, perhaps. But because people are beautiful everywhere, they are kind, they're nice everywhere. They want a peaceful world. They want us to all come together. So what I'm saying is, teach them the real skills. Teach them about corruption, that it exists. We are going out there, we are telling our kids, you know, to be morally good and all that. And then when the police catches us for something wrong, we see how we can bribe them. You know, our kids are watching this. Our kids are watching this. So we are not practicing what we preach in our daily lives. This needs to change. We need to empower people who are philosophically, morally, intellectually, in terms of competency also, at a higher scale. We need to stop hiring people because of who's connected to who's bribing who's, sorry to say, for lack of a better term, sucking up to who, you know, and who's the son of who. That needs to change. And when that changes, that Merah Putih will be on the tallest pole of the world.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much. I'll give it to, did you ask any specific person, sir?
Well, thank you for
Okay,
the...
My one question is, can you suggest getting out of the box? You know, whether it is, for example, Dikti, okay, you go to master's degree, in Indonesia.
Okay.
You want to get your thesis done. They harass you so much. They harass you like crazy. You cannot do it.
Well, we understand that, sir. Yes, thank you.
And how to change that? I'm telling you what they are doing in other nations.
Okay.
In other nations, 2 years ahead of time, you choose a topic, okay? By the time you graduate, your thesis is done. In
Yeah.
Indonesia, you cannot do it. You know that, right?
All right,
Right?
sir. Thank you so
They
much.
harass you for another year. Yeah, and you as a professional, you have a bachelor's degree, you have a job, you're making good money, but you want to complete your thesis, you have to wait till the last semester, and then you have to keep
We
meeting them.
completely understand that your concern.
Raise those issues.
Yes.
Please raise those issues because we have great teachers here, but they are not getting the pay, the attention, the platform necessary.
Okay. I'm sure your concern is being heard and recorded by the committee, but frankly, it's beyond my capacity to answer that, to put my opinion about that concern. Of course, we are as educator try to put forward the best approach for our students to be understood by the community, but first they have to understand themselves, of course, and then what we are doing. At school is to build up their learner profile. One of the profile that have to be understood is first you have to be a thinker. Before a thinker you have to be an inquirer. Then after that, by piling up all those profile, there are 10 profile actually for those IB school. One of the profile is being principled. So if you have that principled, I'm sure the student can choose which one is good or bad. So what we focusing on is how these young people can be a better person and create a better world for their world. So what was happening today, what happening in our age today now, currently with the corruption, with the malfunction of the system, yes, we understand the situation. Maybe we are unable to change it, but we can make change through our young people. So, sir, what we are focusing at this moment is how to build this nation through these young people. Hope that helped? Yeah, I heard that's concern. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, anybody wants to add or should we go to the next question? Lanjut aja ya?
Ya, lanjut aja
Okay.
kayaknya.
Please, the lady with glasses.
Okay, thank you so much for the time. So I have several questions here, but first of all, my name is Indah. So I'm a mathematics teacher for high school, but not with IB curriculum. Honestly, I'm really interested in like IB curriculum. So I'm not telling where I'm teaching right now. Okay. So my first question is about for Bu Hana. So is there any specific impact when the teacher take the IB certifications for like having a privilege to, for example, it's like to teach in several schools, so get accepted in the several schools like that, with the teacher that didn't take the IB certification, and also because I feel like what IB teaching, curriculum teaching, and my school curriculum teaching is not that different. So because I also teach some students that took IB for private learning, for private lesson. So yeah, is there any specific privilege that we get or I get after I take the IB certification? And also for the learning the IB certification, we got the Master of Education, right? So is that similar with the Master of Education that when we take the master degree from the general master education or university? So not with the specific IB certification. So, and then this is the last question for all of you. So if you can give me a suggestion, advice for newborn teacher. So I just experienced 1 year teacher. So what should I do first? Because yeah, I don't know what to do. I want to become a teacher. I want to be focusing my career on a teacher because I love kids and something like that. But yeah, what should I do first? Because to enhance my career, to get a lot of money in teaching. So do I need to take the IB certification first, or let's just got those master degree like that?
All right. So thank you. So the first question goes for
Bu Hana.
Oh, Bu Hana. Okay, please.
Okay, thank you for the question. That's a good question. Every curriculum, instead of IB or Cambridge or anything else curriculum, always focusing on the curriculum, pedagogy, and assessment. So everything, all the approaches, teaching and learning practice, mostly are the same, but IB has different characteristics. So that's why IB provides some of the teacher certification. There are 2 parts which is internal by IB called professional development. Instead of for IB provide for the IB educator and also non-IB educator are welcome as well. And also for the IB certifications provided by different universities, it's not only for the IB and also for non-IB educator also, even the teachers can teach in different school, which is implementing for the IB or not, or not school or as IB school. So the certification are still welcome to be implementing. And then for the rest, for the second question.
Oh yeah, for the second question, yeah.
Suggestion that 5.
Yeah, for her.
Oh.
For the newbie.
Okay, for the newbie, yes, for the newbie, focusing on the learning and teaching. So the teachers can, as a pre-teachers, can having study, focusing on the learning and teaching practices, and also for the assessment. So professional development is preferred for any kinds of the topic to the teachers for the explore.
All right, so yeah.
Can I add to that?
Sure.
Okay. So welcome to the teaching world. So we will find a very dynamic situation, especially when you plan something, then it turns out in reality it doesn't fit with what you've planned. So what my advice is, continue learning, build up your creativity, because what you plan before you get into the classroom, it will be totally different what will happen. That's the thing. To understand this curriculum, frankly, it takes 3 years to understand this IB curriculum. After 3rd year, you know, oh, I know how to do it. Then after the rest, you can choose any schools, IB school that you would like. But this just a very small talk. But because learning is continuum, learning is interconnected and always like that. So please stay evolving and then continue to grow. Yeah.
All right, so
maybe the teacher.
Yeah, sure. Maybe you can focus on the last
I
question.
cry a lot in my first year of teaching. Like, did I do it right? I think I do it wrong, like that. What happened to my kid? It's okay. Just be patient, sabar, and then have connection with other teachers. I'm joining MGMP, Musyawarah Guru. I'm joining Komunitas Guru Belajar Nusantara for the East Jakarta and South Jakarta. So have a lot of connections with other teachers from different curriculum, from Cambridge, from IB, from Curriculum Merdeka, because you will learn a lot, especially for those in the government school. There are great teachers. Yeah, there are really great teachers. They can find out a cheapest canvas, like a cheapest brushes, a cheapest paint for my school. And then they want to do more and they always learn more. I learned a lot from SMA Negeri, guru-guru SMA Negeri. I joined their committee. They have limitation, but And also watch your senior teachers. So I asked my senior teachers who already teach like 15 years, 20 years, can I watch in your class when you're teaching? Because when you watch other, you get inspired and you can get idea for your own. Yeah.
Okay, so what about her last statement about I want to get a lot of money from being a teacher?
Well, it depends on which school you are in, right?
I'll give 1 minute for
don't
each to
be
answer.
a teacher if you want money. Teacher is not money. Teacher is for your akhirat. No. I mean, no. You
well,
will
money
not get
will
a lot of
follow.
money.
As long as you have knowledge and have skill, money will follow. So
Yeah,
then
yeah, true.
you as a person have to change your intention to do things. Is it for money? Is it for growing? For growing, then you can learn anything. You can build up your skill. Then money will follow. Yeah.
All right. Wainer, do you want to add about that?
Yeah, actually for the conclusion that learning actually it's a marathon, not a sprint, right? So enjoy the journey and then following the step and then go through and then gonna be okay for everything.
All right. Okay, so what an insightful conversation with our three panelists. So that's all from our International Teaching Certification for Educators, session 2. Thank you so much for joining us today.
It's honored to share to everyone.
And I hope we can meet again in the next career mentorship of Mata Garuda with USAID, USAID and at America. So I'm Nur Syamsyahri. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay.
Yes, thank you so much to our speakers in the second session. We have Pak Arie Safarie as Deputy Head of School and Principal from Al-Jabr Islamic School, Ibu Hana Triana as the Principal from Bakti Mulya 400 International School Cibubur, and also Ibu Atika Syahirina from MYP Design Teacher from Mentari Intercultural School Jakarta for the very empowering discussions, and also to Ibu Nur Syamsyahri for leading the discussions. And ladies and gentlemen, if you think that our event is really interesting for you, don't forget to follow our social media pages as well. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter or X at AT America. And also, you can always rewatch our live streaming event in our YouTube channel as well. And with that, my name is Farah Shiba, and see you at the next Set America event. Bye, everyone.